let us begin. Namaste, yogis. Welcome. Thank you so much for watching. So today we're going to have a restorative yoga. This is a new moon restorative yoga. And the mantra for today will be Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. And as we go into the poses, I will continue to remind you about this mantra. And you might, if you can have two blankets, you might grab two blankets and a pillow or a bolster, just to make yourself a little more comfortable. But honestly, this practice can be done without props if you prefer, and that's totally fine. If you are going on a chair or on a couch, I will go sideways so that you can see. So all you are going to do is to have your prop under your legs. Bring your legs on, whether it's the chair, the couch, or whatever it is that you're gonna go. The other option that I want to offer you tonight is a little bit different than what we normally do on our chair shavasana or on our shavasana. So this is having your blanket folded just a little thicker than normal and have it right at your lumbar spine. So right when you're gonna go back, just miss the sacrum for a little bit and go back so that you allow your back to release onto the floor so your tailbone is resting on the floor. Go onto your 90-degree angle if you're doing the chair or couch, or if you want, you can also have, once again, a nice pillow so that your knees are bent and you can release here. So whatever is more comfortable. So what I wanted us today to do something a little bit different is to go against the wall and do legs up the wall. So for that, you're gonna have your mat set up near the wall and walk yourself as close to the mat as you can. So see if you can bring your buttocks against the mat. Just be outside the mat and have your blanket towards the hip. So once your buttocks is touching the wall, you're gonna move the blanket so it's at the level of your hip. And from here, you may extend the arm that is nearest to your mat and then allow yourself to go up with your legs up. So readjust if you need to. Bring your hands by your sides, palms facing up. Relax your feet. No need to flex and keep engagement of your legs. Just let them go. Maybe bring your arms at a goal pose posture. Maybe at a star pose, so towards the upper corners of the mat. Maybe overhead. Maybe you can relax your hands on your rib cage, or your hips, or your tummy. So really play around with the position of the arms until you find that place that works for you. If this bothers your hamstrings, if touching the wall with your buttocks and with your legs is too much of an extension for your hamstrings, you can go and bend your knees and allow just to find that stretch that will work for you. Or you can also walk your body away from the wall and just move back and take your blanket with you so that you have that anterior pelvic tilt, and then relax. So there is no perfect pose. All you want to do is to be quite comfortable here. That's it. So pick the one that will work for you. Either legs up the wall, chair shavasana, or shavasana with a pillow. And once you settle yourself on your posture, you're going to close your eyes and take a couple of long, deep breaths. Bring the awareness down to your feet and relax your toes. Relax your foot soles. Relax the top of your feet. Relax your ankles. Relax your lower legs. Relax your knees. Relax your thighs. Relax your buttocks. Notice how your pelvis sit on the floor once you have your blanket under your lower back. So you might notice that you are leaning towards one side a little more than the other. So trying to find center, but don't worry if your body doesn't get to that place. We're just gonna allow gravity to take over so that eventually your hips will settle onto the ground. But for now, just let it be. Notice the curvature of your spine, your lower back. You are helping it with the blanket if you decided to go for that. If not, that's fine. You can release your sacrum onto the floor, release your lumbar spine onto the floor. Make sure that whichever version you are doing to resting on your back, that your rib cage, it settles back down onto the floor rather than letting it pop forward. Sometimes having the hands on the rib cage and just to bring awareness to it, it's enough for the body to release. And then place your arms in whichever position you have chosen. And then allow your shoulders to be heavy on the floor, hands by your sides in whichever pose you chose, but make sure your hands are also relaxed. So maybe your fingers are curling naturally into your palms. No tension, no effort, just relaxation. Close your eyes, relax your jaw, and if it's comfortable for you, roll your eyes towards the center of the forehead, your third eye, or maybe towards the tip of your nose. Turn the awareness to the breath. Notice the way you are breathing right now. Maybe your breath is short and shallow. Usually when your breath is choppy, it means that you are overdoing it. And it might not be the pose right now, but maybe in your head. You're trying to get ahead of this moment, and that brings a lot of anxiety. And the yogis always say that when we are struggling with the thoughts, it is wise to turn to the breath. We can control the breath much easier. So just make sure that whenever you have that wrestling activity going on with your mind, just bring yourself back to your breath. It will ground you. Rising and falling with every breath. And we're going to start moving into Dirga Pranayama, or the yogic breath. So the next time you inhale, try to fill up your belly. Then think about filling up into your sides, all the way up to the chest, collarbone, filling up to the top of your lungs. When there is no more space for air, allow your breath to release mindfully through your nostrils, so your chest will start lowering. Notice your side ribs coming back to center, and finally allow your navel to release towards the spine. Next time you inhale, filling up into your tummy, into your side ribs, into your upper back and chest, all the way up into your shoulders. When you exhale, let your body descend from top to bottom, so shoulders lower, side ribs empty, and finally navel moves in towards the spine. Continue at your own pace, rising as you inhale, falling as you exhale, rising, falling, rising, falling. For a few moments, see if you can slow down your breath a little more. Don't let your mind wander. Observe. We're gonna take 2 more breaths here. When you finish with your second round, release your mudras. Relax your fingers, your face, your jaw, and just observe your breath as it comes and goes, rising and falling. On your next breath, wiggle your toes. Move your feet side to side. If you are on your chair, you can move your chair out of the way. If you are on the wall, bend your knees, bring your foot soles on the wall, and then from wherever you are, move towards your right shoulder. Bring your left arm in front of your chest. You can rest your hands under the temple. Relax here for a few moments. So we're not rushing. We're just really allowing the blood now to rush down to your legs. You're gonna start feeling that tingling sensation on your legs, your feet. Use that as your main focus. Don't let your mind go away. You can have a blanket or your pillow under your head if you want for the next couple of breaths. Observe. Breathing into your left side. Your lunar nadi. Two more breaths. Use your top hand, your left hand, and place it in front of your chest. And the next time you exhale, slowly and with control, help yourself up on your seated position. You can stay close to the wall if you want, and you can use the blanket to still support you, so you can go ahead and place your hips right on your blanket. If you have a pillow of a bolster, have it handy. You can have your knees bent, rotate your torso towards the mat, and walk yourself down. So either you have your pillow and just have it right, squeeze it in, support yourself, and rest your forehead down. So some of you might not want the pillow, so you can have the bolster across your body. You can have it lengthwise. It really depends what feels right. You can have no prop whatsoever and just allow your body to rest onto the floor. Maybe hands under the forehead. Maybe resting your temple on the floor, depending what your hips are saying. Another option is to bring your right hand by your hip, palm facing up. Make sure your shoulder feels okay with that. Adjust and bring your left hand around your face. Some of you may turn your head towards the right, but make sure this is not torquing your neck. It is important. This is a big stretch for the neck. Have a pillow if you want. So many options for you. You can stay here sideways and just relax here. So no need of rotating the torso if the body doesn't like that. Just make sure it feels good. We're gonna breathe deeply once you find that position that will work for you. Don't let your mind wander. Don't let your mind wander. Bring it back. Return to your mantra or to your breath. According to the yogis, Sa, Ta, Na, Ma is a mantra that helps to remove all of the obstacles from our paths, mostly from our minds. Think of this mantra as the mantra of new beginnings, the mantra of cycles. Its meaning is birth, life, transformation or death, and rebirth. Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. We're gonna take 2 more breaths here from wherever you are. If your gaze is away from the knees, turn your nose towards the left, so towards your knees. If your arm is by your hip, use your front hand, your left hand, place it on the floor on your next inhalation. With control, as you exhale, you're gonna slowly push yourself up. Bring that arm up and help yourself up. If you are close to the wall, we're gonna return on our backs with the legs up the wall. If you are away from the wall, return on your back on Shavasana, extending your legs on the mat. Just taking a few moments here in whichever pose you are. Have your bolster to the side, but keep it handy if you are using it. Take a few deep breaths here. Notice if your breath shifted, if now you feel the right nostril being your dominant side. It really depends where your head was turning towards to. So that nostril that was on top usually is the one that is open. Maybe not, but pay attention. These are very subtle sensations, and it's okay if you don't catch them right away. Some of you might feel the energy moving through the right or left nostril, depending what side you were working on, what nostril was on top. We're gonna take one more breath here, full deep breath. Wiggle your toes. Bend your knees, bring your footstools on the floor or on the wall, and when you're ready, help yourself onto your side. Bring your right hand in front of you, rest your hands under your temples, stack your knees, relax and breathe. Just really checking in with your body. Notice the sensations of your breath. Breathing deeply into your right side. Two more breaths. And when you finish that exhalation, bring your top hand and place it in front of your chest. The next time you exhale, help yourself up. Be mindful as you come up. Once again, you can rest your hip on the blanket. Keep your knees bent and stacked and rotate your torso maybe towards the mat. And then start walking your elbows, your arms, elbows forward. Relax if you are using your prop and just have it under your body. Adjust it so that you're comfortable and rest. Now, when you rest here, remember that you can have your hands under the temple and your nose can be pointing towards your knees. Those of you who are doing any variation, watch for the neck. Just because you turn your head away from the knees on one side doesn't mean that it's gonna wanna do it on the other side. And you really wanna be careful with your cervical spine. It's important. These stretches look very simple, but they can be very intense for some of us. So please do be careful with that. The other thing here is that if you are resting your hand, your left hand by your hip, maybe your gaze will be better towards the knees. Once again, check in with your body and pick up that pose that will be the best for you on this side. We try to match left and right, but it doesn't work all the time. So make sure that you are paying attention, listening to the body, all right? And once you find that place that will work for you, close your eyes, relax your feet, your legs, relax your glutes, relax your whole body, your tummy, and allow your breath to flow easily. If your breath is short and shallow, remember you have gone too far. Take your time so that you can adjust the pose until you get into that perfect spot that feels just right for you. And once you feel supported, allow your mind to ground along with your body using your breath. So rising as you inhale and falling as you exhale. If you are working with our mantra Sa, Ta, Na, Ma, you're welcome to go into it right away. If there is another mantra that you prefer, go for it. Don't let your mind wander. We're gonna take one more breath here, full deep breath. And if your nose is pointing away from the knees, you want to mindfully turn your head towards the right. If your hand is by your hip, be mindful as you come up. Bring your right hand under the shoulder as you inhale. And as you take your next exhalation, slowly and with control, help yourself up. Use your hands for support. And you're gonna turn onto your back once again. This time, walk away from the wall. Move towards the back. You can keep the blanket there if you like. Lay down on your back. And relax. Move your hands away from the body, draw your blades together, let your rib cage and hips settle down, and observe your breath. Pay attention to the sensations of your breath once you come back to center. If you notice any difference between your right and left nostril. Allow your body to be heavy. Every time you exhale, let your feet relax, your legs, your glutes. Every time you inhale, feel the rising of your body. Let it fall as you exhale. Hips and shoulders sink heavily onto the floor, rising as you inhale. Falling as you exhale. Observe. Take 2 more breaths here, full deep breaths. When you are ready, inhale your arms overhead. Watch for the top of the shoulders. Make sure it's not pinching your back. Extend your legs and walk your shoulders towards the right side of the mat. Like if you were trying to get your head towards the right corner of the mat, maybe a little more, but you want to make sure that your shoulders stay on the mat. Then walk your legs to the right, like if you were drawing a half moon on the floor. You can keep your arms as wide apart as you need to. Some of you may actually hold onto the left wrist. You're hinging towards your right, so you may hold onto your left wrist to get a deeper extension through the left side, opening the Ida Nadi, crossing maybe the left ankle over the right thigh. Move your head so that you find that place that works for your head. Your hips and your shoulders stay touching the floor. Rather than lean towards the sides, try to stay grounded on your hips and shoulders. Even if your legs and feet don't go as far to the side as you might want them to go. And then relax here. Close your eyes, watch your breath. And with every inhalation, really expand into the left side of the body. Send your breath into the tummy, into the left rib cage, all the way into the armpit. Fill up to the top of the lung. And when you exhale, let all the air go. Empty from your armpit, your side rib, and finally allow your tummy to empty. Rising on your left side as you breathe in. Falling as you breathe out. Rising and falling. Observe. If this of holding on your wrist is too much for your shoulder, let go. Find the place that works for you. You will still get a nice stretch to the side, so don't worry about doing it perfectly, as there is not such a thing. Breathe deeply. You may return to your mantra or continue to observe your breath. If you are holding onto your wrist, let go of your wrist and stay here on your half moon shape. Breathe. And the next time you inhale, very slowly and mindfully walk your arms and shoulders back to the center of the mat, uncross your legs and return to the center of the mat. Move your hands by your hips, palms facing up. Take a few moments here, observe. Feel your breath. Notice if your right channel is open. Some of you might actually feel the energy traveling through the left side of the body. Observe. Cooling energy of Ida Nadi. This is your lunar side, the left side. This energy is grounding. It's a little cooler, well, a lot cooler than Pingala Nadi. When the thoughts are going really fast and we're experiencing the monkey mind, working with Ida Nadi is very, very important. Take one more breath here, full deep breath. And with control, as you inhale, extend your arms once again overhead comfortably. And as you exhale, walk your upper body towards the left corner of the mat. So maybe your head is in line with the corner, it doesn't have to be. And then from here, you may start walking now your feet also towards the left. You can stay here and breathe. Or maybe you choose to hold onto your right wrist. Extending a little deeper now your right side, working with Pingala Nadi. And maybe bringing your right ankle over the left ankle, like crossing your ankles. Right ankle over left. Relax once you get onto that position that works for you. Don't upset your body. Like if you have gone too far, you can always readjust and find that side bend that will work for you. And once more, once you get onto that pose that supports your body, relax here and breathe deeply. Expanding into the right side, into your tummy, into your right rib cage, into your armpit, all the way to the top of the lungs until there is no more space. And when you are ready, through your nostrils, exhale slowly. The slower, the better. Empty your armpit, your side rib, and then allow your navel to gently move down towards the spine, rising and falling with every breath. Take one more breath here, full deep breath. And let go of your wrist if you're holding on to it. And very mindfully and with control, on your next breath, on crossing your legs, bring your shoulders back to center, bring your legs back to center. Move your hands by your sides, palms facing up. Close your eyes and observe. Notice how your breath changes after opening these channels of energy of prana, rising and falling, rising and falling. Take one more breath here, full deep breath. Bend your knees, bring your foot soles on the floor. You can walk your knees side to side. You can have your feet close together, far apart. Just make sure it feels good on your hips. And slowly and mindfully come back to center when you're ready. And walk your feet closer together, maybe hug your knees and rock side to side, massaging your back. I'm going to face sideways so just so you can see me, but you can stay where you are for the next pose. So as you rock side to side, come back to center and rest your feet on the floor. Have your pillow or your bolster handy, and depending how big it is, like mine, I can actually make it a little thicker, so that's what I'm gonna do. So you can have your pillow, block, bolster lift onto bridge pose, and then have your prop under your buttocks. Then bring your knees in towards the chest. You can adjust. So what you want is to tilt your pelvis into a posterior position so that your knees fall towards your body easily, so you don't have to be putting any pressure on your lumbar spine. Relax here, bring your hands at a goalpost posture, relax your feet, let them drop towards the glutes. If you, like me, have a ponytail that is on your way, if you can, take it off so that you're not lifting your head. If you do need an extra support under your head, you can have a blanket and make yourself just a little noodle and place it right under your neck. So that's something that you might want to try if you find like your neck it's tensing. Just gonna relax here. Just gonna get the timer going again. All right, breathe. If you want to go with a mudra, you can go onto Prana Mudra, peace sign. We have been working with this mudra lately. So you want your thumb, the tip of your thumb touching the pinky and the ring finger. The other two fingers are extended. Then relax your hands. Breathe deeply. You want your tummy to expand and gently press against your thighs, massaging your internal organs. Remember, if you go into a pose and it doesn't work anymore, you can always change. On your next inhalation, extend your legs. Now you can allow your legs to fall towards you. If that puts too much pressure on your back, keep your legs right over the hips, or you can bend your knees as much as you need to and find that place that will work for you. Use gravity to your advantage, so you want to find that place that will allow your legs to be relaxed but still be upright. So just like when we do Japanese meditation, so we just use the force of gravity to help us in this position. So this is very similar to being legs up the wall, and some of you might go a little farther back, but really watch for your back, you guys. Breathe. On your next inhalation, be mindful. Let your legs go wide. Just comfortably, don't overdo it. Find that place that works for you. Now, if you find that gravity is taking over and you're growing, your legs don't like this, your hips don't like it, you can have your elbows on the floor, bring your hands on the outside of your legs. Find that place that will work for you. Draw your blades together and let your arms support your legs. So you don't have to go into full release if your hips don't like that, okay? So make sure you find that place that works for you. If you're comfortable with letting go, then be mindful of your hips, return to your mudra and maybe your mantra if you're still practicing a mantra. What else? Observe your breath. Don't let your mind wander. I will leave you to it for a few more breaths here. We'll take one more breath here, full deep breath. Bend your knees a little bit or a lot. Use your hands to help your legs up. And keep your legs up, almost there. So bring your hands, if you have a pillow, you may bring your hands on the pillow. If you have a bolster, you might hold onto the bolster. Extend your legs, flex your feet, spread your toes wide. This is full extension of the legs for this one. Relax your neck. Remember that it's a little bit of an arch on the back of the neck, so you're able to pass your hand under. That's important. Okay, so when you're ready, as you exhale, relax your feet, bend your knees, and let your feet bounce on your glutes as you exhale. As you inhale, extend your legs, flex your feet, spread your toes. Exhale, soften your feet and bounce. Inhale, extend, spread your toes. Watch for the hip flexors and your quads. Exhale, soften your feet and bounce. Inhale, extend your legs, flex your feet, spread the toes. And exhale, bounce. When you are ready, release your feet onto the floor. Squeeze your bum, pick up the hips, Move your prop out of the way. Release your back onto the ground. Bring your hands by your sides. Close your eyes. Watch your breath and notice how close to the body you feel, especially your lumbar spine. Don't let your mind wander. Really watch your breath here. And when you take your next inhalation, wiggle your toes and fingers, stretch your arms overhead, stretch your legs, squeeze your bum, and exhale, release. Awesome. Bend your knees, foot soles go back to the ground, move onto your side. We'll take a few moments here, remember no rush, and when you're ready, use your top hand to help yourself up onto your seated position. And once onto our seated position, you can sit on your pillow, you can sit on your blanket or straight down on the floor. This is, you can go cross-legged position. Now, if you find that when you sit, your knees are lifted, then your tailbone is gonna tuck in, and that's gonna put all that pressure on your lumbar spine, and you don't want that because then you're gonna be in pain after. So what you want is to have either a bolster or have your double blanket. And do not hesitate and make yourself a nice support. Go onto it, first to the top, and then you glide down, allow your body to slide down, and so that will keep your pelvis almost like if you were going into an anterior tilt, but all you want is to have neutral back. Then your rib cage, don't let it pop forward. Try to relax your rib cage over hips, same with your shoulders. Relax your tummy and breathe deeply here. So it's important that you find that support. If that doesn't work, go on a chair or maybe pat yourself even more until you find that right place that will work for you. I'm gonna actually keep my support because that feels really nice. All right, so I need my timer here. So we're gonna work with a mudra. This is a mudra that I really love, one of my favorites. Well, yeah, one of them. Garuda Mudra. So for Garuda Mudra, you want to bring your left hand right at the center of your chest at a heart level, and your right hand goes on top. So your fingertips are pointing towards the sides, and clasp your thumbs. So your fingertips point towards your armpits almost. You want to relax your elbows against your body. So once again, left hand on the center of the chest and right hand right on top. Clasp your thumbs, then adjust like a birth, Garuda, the mystical birth. Relax your shoulders away from the ears. Slightly tuck your chin onto your chest, and it's just a little bit. Don't drop. And breathe. Close your eyes. And all you do here is breathe. You don't control the breath. All you do is observe it. Relax your mudra. Relax your elbows. Soften them against your body. Relax your shoulder. Let them soften down towards your hips without pushing them. Relax your face, your jaw, your eyes. Maybe let your bottom jaw just drop a little bit. Rest your tongue at the roof of the mouth to prevent your teeth from clenching. Relax your muscles around the eyes, between the eyebrows, around your lips. Relax the muscles of your throat. Relax the back of the neck, the top of the shoulders. Relax them, especially on the exhalation. Feel your shoulders dropping. On your inhalation, you may feel your body rising. Your shoulders might expand up and sideways. Exhale, let them fall. You may return to Dirga Pranayama, the yogic breath. Remember, this 3-part breath helps your diaphragm, which is the muscle at the bottom of your rib cage. It helps it to expand, to move down so that it massages your organs. It creates space for the bottom lobes of your lungs to get that pranic energy into your body. My teacher Friedel used to say that when the lungs are full of breath and full of prana, there is no space for worries, for depression, for sadness. So really work with your breath right now. Expand it to the best of your ability. Garuda Mudra, your hand position, promotes Dirga Pranayama. It helps prana to travel freely to the base of the spine so that you may feel grounded, so that you may feel supported by earth. Don't let your mind wander. I'll leave you to it. Observe. If your legs don't like this, you can rest on your back and maybe return to your Garuda Mudra. You can extend your legs or change your position. Don't force yourself to stay if it's not feeling right. Adjust. A few more breaths here. Take one more breath here, full deep breath. Next time you exhale, tuck your chin onto your chest, blink your eyes open, release your hands, wiggle your fingers, rotate your wrist, shake the tension off if any. You're gonna move your prop out of the way, and finally we're gonna go on to Shavasana. If you have a bolster handy, you can use your bolster for a supported back bend. If you have a pillow, you can use a pillow or your blankets. I'm gonna use my blankets right now, so you're welcome to do that as well. So once you get onto your back, you're gonna place the blankets, and actually if you can place it on the narrow side, side, and you want to have the space between your shoulder blades right at the bottom of your prop. Relax your head back, make sure it's not pinching on the neck. Roll your shoulder blades back, let them drop towards the floor. They might not touch depending how big your prop is. Bring your foot soles on the ground. Once you're comfortable, bring your foot soles together and rest your feet. Adjust. If the blanket is too much and you have the extra pillow and you want that extra support for your neck, please feel free to use your props for that. Get super comfortable. So what we want is to have a neutral pelvis, but we're putting the mat on the thoracic spine, allowing the shoulders to rest out to the sides. Your arms can go at a T position, maybe bend your elbows. If butterfly position doesn't feel right, bring your knees up and extend your legs on the floor and relax. We're gonna stay here for a couple of breaths. Don't let your mind wander. Remember that if the props don't feel right, ditch the blocks, the props, and lay down on your Shavasana. Plain old-fashioned Shavasana, also really good. If you are on your butterfly position, the next time you exhale, bring your knees up. Keep your foot soles on the floor. If your legs are extended, bend your knees and bring your foot soles on the floor. And then on your next exhalation, fall onto your favorite side, and then be mindful once you get onto your side. Move your props out of the way just so that you can return to the mat on your Shavasana. Extend your legs and let your body ground. Let your body fall. Move your head side to side. Observe. Relaxing toes, foot soles, top of the feet, ankles. Relax your lower legs. Relax your knees. Relax your thighs, your glutes. Allow your hips and your shoulders to be heavy. Relax your back from the tailbone all the way up to the base of your neck. Keep your neck soft. Relax your face, your jaw. Feel the weight of your arms, the relaxation of your hands and your fingers. Allow them to curl naturally into your palms. No tension, no effort, just relaxation. We'll take 2 more breaths here, full deep breaths. Send your awareness down to your feet. Inhale, wiggle your toes. Move your feet side to side. Exhale, wiggle your fingers. Move your hands along with your feet. Inhale, stretch your arms overhead. Tense your legs and squeeze every muscle from toes to fists. Tight, 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 prune face, squeeze. Exhale, release. Inhale, deeply stretch and tense and squeeze every muscle from toes to fists. Squeeze your bum, your legs. Exhale, release. Last one, make it count. Inhale deeply. Stretch and tense. Point or flex your feet. Squeeze every corner of your body. Tight, 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 prune face. All tensions go to the hands, and when you are ready, open your hands and release those stresses into the universe. They are in better hands now. So you may move onto your side. Any side is good. Take a few moments when you get there. Check in with your body once you lay on your fetal position. Check in with your breath. See if you can notice your heartbeat. You're going to use your top hand to slowly help yourself up onto your next exhalation. Sitting tall. Remember, you can sit on your props like you did before if you like. Any seated position that's supportive is good. Even a chair will do. Bring your hands together in Namaste. Shoulders back and down. Relax your jaw and your face. Inhale deeply, expand. Exhale. Inhale to Om. Relax your jaw and your face as you rub your hands together. Keep breathing slowly. Maybe move your hands a little faster. You don't have to. Mukula Mudra over your eyes. Blink your eyes open. Feel that pranic energy in through your precious eyes and breathe in, expand. Side out. Again, inhale. Side out. Last one, inhale. Let all tension out. Release your hands. Build up extra good vibes. Shower yourself with them. And remember to shake off any stresses, any worries that you still carry around. Don't take them with you. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening. Namaste, everyone.